The rare moon portal opens, releasing divine energy that activates hidden miracles for the chosen ones. On nights like this, the air feels different, charged, alive, as if creation itself is whispering secrets to those who can hear beyond sound. The atmosphere thickens with anticipation, and even the stars seem to vibrate with purpose. For the chosen ones, this is not merely a celestial occurrence, it is a divine appointment. The universe responds to faith, and when the portals align, heaven's power touches the earth in ways that defy logic and awaken destiny. The energy tonight is not just symbolic, it is spiritual code moving through the realms, unlocking what was once sealed and reviving what was thought to be lost. The rare moon carries light that doesn't just illuminate the sky, it illuminates the soul. Every vibration, every glimmer, every shadow of this moon holds messages for those whose spirits are tuned to divine frequency. This portal does not open for everyone, but for those chosen by design, those who have endured the refinement of delay, the pain of separation, the test of faith. They have been molded through seasons of silence, where it seemed nothing was happening, but in truth, God was aligning everything in the unseen. The opening of this portal marks the transition from endurance to elevation. When divine energy floods through the cosmos, the chosen ones begin to feel at first a sudden inner awakening, a tingling in the soul, a deep peace that makes no sense, or a stirring that brings tears for no reason. That's the language of heaven translating energy into emotion. Tonight, that divine language becomes more fluent. The veil between dimensions is thin, and miracles are not a far wish, they are near, vibrating at the edge of faith. When the rare moon shines, it exposes hidden paths, secret blessings, and long-awaited manifestations. The divine energy flowing through the portal amplifies intuition, heightens awareness, and stirs prophetic visions in those aligned with spiritual truth. Many will experience sudden insights, dreams that feel real, or an overwhelming presence of warmth and peace that signals divine confirmation. Some will notice signs, repetitive numbers, unexpected encounters, whispers in the wind, or lights flickering without cause. These are not coincidences, they are divine communications, gentle signals from the source reminding you that you are seen, chosen, and remembered. The energy is sacred, designed to guide you toward what you were created to become. The moon portal acts as both a mirror and a magnet. It reflects your current spiritual state and attracts the energy you are ready to embody. For the chosen ones, this reflection can be intense. It brings to surface everything unresolved, unhealed, and unfinished, not to harm, but to cleanse and prepare for the blessings about to manifest. The divine energy doesn't only bless, it refines. It peels away the remnants of fear, doubt, and old identity, making room for the light to settle where once there was darkness. Many may feel emotional surges, waves of nostalgia, or even unexplained sadness, but behind that lies purification. What is released tonight no longer serves your divine path. The energy passing through this portal is not chaotic but orchestrated, timed to perfection by the same divine intelligence that commands the tides and the galaxies. The rare moon portal opens in alignment with divine numerology and cosmic rhythm, marking a shift not only in the heavens but within every soul that resonates with higher truth. Chosen ones who have been praying, fasting, meditating, or simply holding on through storms will begin to see tangible signs of answered prayers. The vibration of manifestation accelerates under this light, and intentions spoken or written during this phase carry amplified power. Words are spells of faith, thoughts are seeds of creation. When spoken in alignment with divine will, they manifest rapidly under portals like this. That's why spiritual clarity is essential tonight. What you focus on will grow, what you release will dissolve, and what you bless will multiply. In ancient traditions, such lunar alignments were seen as moments when the heavens and earth meet, when divine beings walk among humanity unseen, blessing those with pure hearts and clean spirits. The energy descending now is ancient and alive, the same light that guided prophets, seers, and visionaries across generations. For those attuned to its rhythm, time may seem to slow, and reality may appear to shimmer. This is not imagination, it's perception expanding. The chosen ones will feel drawn to silence, nature, or moments of deep reflection, as their spirit communes with divine presence without words. This is the recalibration of destiny, the sacred synchronization of heaven's will with human purpose. As divine energy pours through the rare moon portal, it moves through people, places, and circumstances like invisible wind rearranging destiny's path. Connections may suddenly reappear, opportunities may align unexpectedly, or long-blocked doors may open. The flow of this energy does not operate by human timelines but by spiritual readiness. Those who have purified their intentions and remain steadfast in faith will find this night marking the beginning of a new spiritual chapter. It is not a coincidence that this happens on October 31st, a night symbolizing the thin veil between worlds. The timing is divine precision, signaling completion, revelation, and rebirth. For the chosen ones, this portal represents both awakening and reward. The divine energy is not only restoring what was lost but elevating them into alignment with their true purpose. The universe itself bears witness to this transformation. Stars align, frequencies shift, and even nature responds. The wind carries whispers of destiny, the moonlight dances differently on their path. Everything tonight conspires in their favor because their spirit has passed the tests of time. The rare moon portal does not just open to reveal light, it opens to reveal them, the ones chosen to carry divine truth into a world that has forgotten how to listen. 7 Shocking miracles align with the number of divine completion, marking a night of transformation and revelation. The power of 7 has always carried sacred meaning since the beginning of creation. 7 days to form the world, 7 colors in the spectrum of light, 7 notes that form the harmony of sound. It is the rhythm of perfection, the heartbeat of divine order moving through the fabric of time. When this number reveals itself under a rare moon portal, it signifies that something beyond comprehension is unfolding in the spiritual realm. Each miracle manifests as a thread of divine intention woven into the tapestry of destiny. For the chosen ones, this alignment represents the completion of an old cycle and the dawn of a new spiritual phase where long-awaited answers finally surface from the unseen. The first miracle rises in silence, the miracle of divine restoration. What was broken, stolen, or forgotten begins to return in unexpected ways. This energy doesn't come through logic or labor but through divine alignment. Suddenly, what felt lost forever begins to reappear, not always in its old form, but renewed, purified, and improved. Relationships may find healing, inner peace may be restored, and visions that once faded may return with clarity and strength. This restoration is not only external but internal, reshaping the soul from within. It is the reminder that God never forgets His promises, even when time stretches longer than human patience. The second miracle moves through revelation, hidden truths rising to the surface, exposing what was once concealed. The rare moon's illumination is not merely physical, it is spiritual light cutting through confusion, deceit, and illusion. The chosen ones begin to see people, situations, and themselves with divine clarity. This may bring discomfort at first because truth always dismantles false comfort, but in its wake comes liberation. This revelation phase opens the eyes of those who were once blind to manipulation or bound by fear. The energy of the moon amplifies discernment, allowing them to separate what is divine from what is deceptive, what is genuine from what is false. This clarity becomes a spiritual weapon not to harm, but to protect and guide. The third miracle is divine elevation. After seasons of obscurity and delay, many chosen ones will find themselves rising spiritually, emotionally, and in purpose. It is not about worldly recognition but divine positioning. Doors that remained shut for years begin to open effortlessly because the time has finally ripened. The spiritual labor done in silence is now bearing fruit in the visible realm. The energy of elevation feels weightless, as if burdens are lifted and strength renewed. It is the fulfillment of divine timing, not human striving. In this elevation, alignment replaces effort, and grace takes the place of struggle. The fourth miracle manifests through healing, deep, unexplainable, multidimensional healing. For some, it may appear as the mending of physical pain, for others, emotional wounds that have lingered for years begin to dissolve. This miracle operates through divine frequency, touching areas medicine and logic cannot reach. Under the rare moon, light becomes a form of therapy, waves of energy moving through cells and memory alike. Old traumas surface briefly only to be released, as the soul finally breathes without the weight of the past. The chosen ones feel lighter, renewed, and more connected to divine love. This healing also extends to relationships, families, and generational lines, rewriting the patterns that have carried pain across time. The fifth miracle reveals provision, divine resources arriving at the appointed time. For those who have walked by faith despite scarcity, this phase brings supernatural supply. Opportunities appear suddenly, financial blessings unfold unexpectedly, and the right people come into place to fulfill divine purpose. The moon's energy magnifies gratitude, and that gratitude becomes the magnet of abundance. Provision here is not limited to material gain, it includes wisdom, favor, and divine connections. The universe itself conspires to deliver exactly what is needed, exactly when it's needed. It is a reminder that divine timing never fails and that the chosen never lack when walking in alignment with purpose. The sixth miracle awakens prophetic power, a spiritual activation that deepens awareness of divine communication. The chosen ones begin to sense, dream, and perceive messages more vividly than ever before. This awakening brings a stronger connection with intuition, angelic presence, and divine guidance. Signs, synchronicities, and sudden insights become frequent as heaven communicates through multiple channels. The spiritual senses heighten. What was once coincidence now reveals itself as confirmation. This awakening comes with responsibility. Those who receive must use it to uplift, heal, and guide, not to boast or control. It is a divine entrustment of wisdom and perception meant to shape destinies with compassion and discernment. The seventh miracle manifests as transformation, the complete renewal of identity. This is not a change that comes gradually but a divine rebirth that feels instantaneous. The old version of the chosen one fades away, making room for a higher, purer expression of purpose. It is the emergence of divine authenticity, where fear no longer dictates actions and doubt no longer limits faith. The rare moon amplifies this moment by reflecting divine light into the soul, mirroring back the truth of who they were created to be. Transformation is the highest form of miracle because it alters not only the circumstance but the consciousness. It is where faith matures into knowing, and knowing matures into being. These seven miracles do not occur in isolation but flow together like a divine symphony. They rise and fall in harmony with the rhythm of heaven's plan, each miracle preparing the ground for the next. Together, they form the full circle of divine completion, where every unanswered prayer finds its fulfillment and every broken moment finds purpose. The night of the rare moon is not random, it is orchestrated, an appointed hour written long before time. The number 7 marks the closing of one chapter and the sanctified beginning of another. The chosen ones standing under this light will feel the resonance of completion not as an end, but as the echo of divine perfection manifesting in real time. Only the spiritually awakened will perceive the heavenly signs and step into their destined breakthroughs. When the rare moon portal opens, its light is not seen by ordinary sight alone, it must be felt by the spirit. Many will look at the same sky, but only a few will understand that something beyond the stars is speaking. The spiritually awakened are those who have trained their souls through trials, silence, and surrender. They have learned to hear God in the quiet, to trust when there is no proof, and to move when heaven whispers. Their hearts have been softened by pain but strengthened by purpose. It is through this inner alignment that they can perceive what others miss, the subtle movement of divine presence that carries messages of destiny and transformation. The heavenly signs are not limited to the sky, they unfold in the events, emotions, and encounters that surround the chosen ones. A sudden change of direction, an unexpected person crossing your path, or an inner voice urging you towards something greater, these are all divine nudges disguised as coincidence. The awakened know that life is never random. Every delay, every closed door, and every storm carries meaning that aligns with a higher plan. This awareness allows them to walk with calm assurance, even in uncertainty, because they understand that divine timing governs all things. Under the rare moon's energy, this perception becomes even more refined. The veil between the physical and spiritual is thinner than ever, making intuition a direct language between heaven and the soul. Those who are spiritually asleep will see only the outer layer, the glowing moon, the mysterious atmosphere, but they will miss the revelation hidden within. Awakening requires more than curiosity, it requires surrender. It means letting go of fear, ego, and resistance to divine flow. The awakened know how to still their minds so that their spirits can speak. They understand that signs often come through whispers, not thunder. A flicker of light, a chill down the spine, a sudden peace in the middle of chaos, these are signals that divine presence is near. The spiritually sensitive interpret them not with logic but with faith, allowing intuition to lead when the path seems unclear. The chosen ones who perceive these heavenly signs experience breakthroughs that shift every layer of their existence. These are not small changes but divine turning points that elevate them to higher realms of purpose. When they follow the signs, they are led toward opportunities they once thought impossible. The universe begins to respond differently to them, aligning circumstances and people in perfect harmony. This happens because they have tuned their vibration to match divine will. They no longer chase blessings, they attract them by resonance. The rare moon amplifies this attraction, magnetizing miracles toward those whose spirits are ready to receive. Breakthroughs arrive in many forms: sudden understanding, emotional release, unexpected provision, or even a revelation that transforms one's entire path. Some may wake up feeling lighter, as if a weight they carried for years has finally lifted. Others may find doors opening that were sealed by delay or opposition. Some may encounter divine confirmation through dreams or visions that reveal what's coming next. These experiences are not fantasy but the natural outcome of spiritual attunement. The more one listens, the more heaven speaks. The more one believes, the more heaven reveals. It is a sacred dialogue between the Creator and the created, a conversation written in energy, feeling, and faith. The spiritually awakened live by awareness rather than anxiety. They no longer beg for signs because they have learned to read them. They walk with confidence even when surrounded by darkness because they know divine light cannot be extinguished. When others panic, they pray. When others doubt, they discern. This strength is not arrogance, it is alignment. The rare moon portal empowers them to operate in a frequency of peace, where fear dissolves and clarity emerges. It's as though their spiritual eyes open wider, seeing the invisible hands rearranging everything for their good. They recognize that every shift, every silence, every strange coincidence is part of a grand orchestration that leads toward purpose. For those not yet awake, this night serves as a call to consciousness. The moon's energy reaches into the soul, stirring dormant gifts, awakening divine curiosity, and challenging complacency. Many will begin to question old beliefs, feel a pull toward prayer or reflection, or sense that something bigger is at play. This stirring is the first step toward awakening. The process may feel uncomfortable as though life is shaking everything familiar, but it is the dismantling of illusion. Awakening is not easy, but it is sacred. It strips away everything false until only truth remains. And when truth stands alone, miracles become visible. Spiritual awakening also demands courage. The moment one begins to see the unseen, life no longer fits the old mold. Relationships, desires, and goals begin to change. The awakened realize they can no longer operate by fear or conformity because their spirit is now tuned to divine instruction. They become pioneers of faith, walking paths that others are too afraid to explore. But in doing so, they open gateways for others to follow. Every act of obedience to a divine sign becomes a ripple that influences countless lives. The rare moon energy supports this courage, empowering the chosen ones to step boldly into divine assignments that will bless generations. When the heavenly signs appear tonight, not everyone will notice, but those who do will never be the same. Their awareness will shift from surviving to creating, from hoping to knowing. they will begin to understand that heaven does not merely speak in miracles, heaven is the miracle. The awakened will move forward with renewed faith, carrying the certainty that they are divinely guided, protected, and destined for greatness. As the light of the rare moon fades, the energy it released will continue to pulse within them, leading them into a season of breakthroughs that cannot be reversed. This night is more than a celestial event, it is a spiritual invitation. The heavens are calling the chosen ones to rise into the fullness of who they are meant to be. The signs are everywhere, waiting to be seen by those who have eyes of the Spirit. The breakthroughs are ready, waiting for hearts that believe. The world will continue as usual for many, but for the awakened few, nothing will ever be usual again. The rare moon has opened the portal, the signs are speaking, and the chosen ones are stepping forward into their divine destiny.